Spend more than about 5 minutes in front of a TV or a computer screen, and you'll quickly start wondering, why would anybody want to go into trucking in 2022?
New York City officials releasing a PSA on what to do in case of a nuclear attack.
We're talking serious inflation hitting right now. You know what that does to the economy? Interest rates rise and we move closer to recession.
First tonight, it's getting more expensive to ship packages and receive deliveries. The price of diesel hit an all-time high in the U.S., putting a tighter strain on the trucking industry.
Data out from MIT. They say that long-haul truckers, really the backbone of the U.S. freight network, they lose about 40% of the hours they can drive every day because they're waiting for loads, they're sitting in traffic, or because of weather.
You know, like most of you guys, I can remember growing up seeing when trucking used to be cool. It used to be a profession that people looked up to. They made movies about this stuff.
How about it? We got any 18-wheelers out there with ears on? I'll run with you, Wagon Master, if somebody out there is going to back us up.
Now, how about any of you gear jammers out there want to kick some ass and take names later?
Now, I'm not sure where along the way things got lost, but trucking is still a viable profession. It provides a lot of good things, and we're going to look into that on this video. So, welcome to Riding with Kev. To the new subscribers, welcome aboard. The usual suspects, welcome on back. We're going to discuss the reasons why I think you should at least consider trucking being a viable option for you in 2022. So we'll obviously get to the number one that everybody wants to talk about. We got to work our way there. So let's start with the first reason. There are so many jobs out there that people get up and go to work to every day. And the thought is always on the back of their mind. What if my company decided tomorrow that they didn't need me? Truck drivers don't really have that problem. Because you see, as a CDL holder, you have a very special license that not just everybody can get.
I can tell you I don't have money, but what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
You have the ability to haul freight. And there is nothing you can think of, touch, look, smell, whatever, that a truck wasn't involved. You can produce at a plant all the stuff you want. If you don't have trucks, it doesn't get where it needs to go. If you don't have people to drive those trucks, nothing gets delivered. We don't have fuel. We don't have food, build houses, even down to a single thumbtack. A truck was involved. So the sustainability, the always going to have a job, the ability to be stable and know, hey, if something happened tomorrow and I moved, something happened and somebody got sick, something happened and a kid, or I progressed in my career, you've always got that option to go to work for a different type of company, a different location. But the fact is, and I'll talk about it in a later video, we're always going to need truck drivers in this country. So stability is one thing. It is kind of like a recession-proof type industry. We're always going to need trucks, no matter what happens with fuel prices, or if we go to electric, or any of the things that can happen in the world. The ability to have a truck, to have that commercial license, and deliver freight means you'll never be without a job. Trust me, I know. You know, then it almost can be the opposite. There's so much stability in the trucking industry that there's too many jobs. You know, truck driver shortage notwithstanding, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about you go look for a trucking job, there Indeed, Craigslist, there's apps, there's recruiters, there's an endless supply of stability in the trucking industry. So if you've been maybe you were at a job, I was at a 6-figure job one time and I got laid off. Something changes in your work. You could have a new job tomorrow. You know, you could be earning almost and have no pay gap. The stability in this industry, it is a thing, and it's why a lot of people do it. A lot of people don't think about when they talk about what they're looking for is just the experiences. Now, I'm not a young guy anymore, but there is a time that I have been around and seen this world. And when doing that, I just can't explain to you the amount of memories that I have. Going back to my Marine Corps days, spent a lot of time on the ships. spent a lot of times traveling around this country and having some adult beverages on the rooftops in foreign countries. And trucking, it's almost very similar to that. I have seen this country. I had seen more of the world than I had the country. Now, I've been everywhere, all across this country. Big cities, middle of West Texas, middle of the western states, up into New York, crossing the George Washington Bridge, excuse me. You know, I've seen these things, and those are experiences that I'll carry for a lifetime. And I will remember all of the different things that, you know, the funny stories at shippers or the funny things that a guy said one time when he was unloading my truck. And those experiences vary by what you choose to do. You want to haul cool stuff? Go flatbed. You know, you like to run? Go expedited. You like to be home every night but drive a truck? Go local. The options are endless to have multiple different experiences throughout your career, and you're the one who gets to determine where you have them. You determine what you will haul and what you won't haul, depending upon where you go or the type of company you work for. And it allows you to shape your experiences. Hey, maybe I did flatbed, and now I want to do boats. There are many companies that do both. There's endless amount of experiences out here. And maybe you're younger or maybe you're older. It varies across the spectrum what you're looking for in life. But the experiences that you can have in trucking, you know, so many people, they get up, they wake up, shower, they eat their breakfast, they drive to work, they sit in their cubicle, 5 o'clock whistle blows, they drive in traffic, they eat their dinner, they watch the baseball game, and they go to bed. Trucking, it's never a set schedule. You get to experience so many different things, whether it's a sunset or a sunrise or snow or rain. You get to see it all. There is no day-to-day in trucking. And for a lot of people, that can be really cool. Now this next one here, this one's twofold. And I titled it Connections. Some of my best friends right now are truck drivers. And I never would have met any of them had I not become a truck driver. You meet people at orientation. You meet people who work for the same company at shippers. You meet them through classes you may have to go through. You may meet them at a way station. But the amount of people that you will run into on a daily basis, sometimes you'll run into no people, sometimes there's a lot of people. And they'll all have different experiences or different places, different roles in your life. So those connections are things that can last a lifetime. You may need a connection with a job. You may need a connection with a truck or a question about a shipper or a question about a receiver. And the connections you make with people, because as truck drivers, we're all out here in the same boat, you can't put a price tag on that. But it is also business connections. When you're dealing with dispatchers and managers and maybe breakdown, or you're dealing with shops, or you're dealing with customers, and you know, those connections, you will learn people from all walks of life, with all types of backgrounds, with all different types of experience. And I'm not saying that you use people, because hopefully you're bringing something to the table too. But the ability to make connections, to help people, to get along with people out here, trucking, it's endless. I would say there's so much of it. There's so much experience and stability and connections. The connection you can make out here can really set you up for the next level. Now, this one here is one of my personal favorites. I got two more to go, but this is one of my personal favorites, and that is growth. In trucking, it's almost impossible to find the glass ceiling. It's almost impossible to go too far, because your growth, what you want out of this trucking thing, is up to you. You can grow as high and as quick and as fast as you have the ability to grow and do. But there is no, oh wait, no, you haven't had your CDL, 17 years to become a vice president somewhere. Oh, you have to have your CDL for 3 years before you can buy a truck, or you have to have your, there is none of that in trucking. The only trucking limitations you run into are experience, because there are companies for insurance purposes that are going to want 2 or 3 years or 1 year or 6 months, and that you might run into is that it's just the companies, they have limitations. There's only so much you can do. You can go get you can come into trucking with all of your endorsements and your CDL, so there is no, oh, you don't have this. There may be some insurance guidelines, but the growth, the sky is up to you. There is no glass ceiling in trucking. If you want to start a business and you have the financial means, you can go get your CDL, buy a truck, and start your own business tomorrow. Customers may be something you have to work on, but it's possible. Anything is possible in trucking. And the growth that you have the ability to ascertain in this industry it's almost unrivaled, because there are so many options. So many of these little special things that you can buy as equipment that get open doors, but nobody can tell you you can't buy it. It's your truck. It's your career. Pick a company that works for you. You want to grow up and move to this. There are different things that you can do. And the growth in this industry is life-changing if you stick with it, if you have a plan that you're working. It's absolutely possible to grow beyond your expectations in trucking. It's really cool. And the number one reason that you should consider getting into trucking in 2022 is the financial possibilities. I know, anybody who watches my channel knows that I will tell you, you don't ever do anything solely based on money. That is not a reason to do anything. But you don't buy a car just so you can buy gas. But you do have to have gas to get where you're going. And you have to make money in life. If you want to buy your own truck, if you want to experience growth, if you want to have the stability, you do need to make money. And I'm sorry, as I said before, there is a special license involved to become a truck driver. I can. My wife can't drive down the DMV tomorrow and say, I'll take my CDL, please. It doesn't work that way. You have financial leverage having a CDL in 2022 and beyond. The money is there. And again, you get to decide how you earn it. If you're making good money, you have the time, you want to go over the road, maybe you do long haul, maybe you do heavy haul, maybe you do local. Hey, I can make good money, but you know what? You can get paid percentage, you can get paid by the mile, you can get paid hourly. You decide. You can look at your financial situation and your financial goals and mold trucking around it. Not, well, I have to go to work for this company to get to this pay raise, and if I'm there that long, they'll give me, you don't have to go begging for pay raises. Every trucking company that I see is saying, hey, new and improved pay rate, and they're also offering sign-on bonuses. Companies that don't typically hand out signing bonuses are handing out sign-on bonuses. It can be financially advantageous to get into trucking, especially in 2022. People are not eating less. There's not less people. People didn't stop wanting stuff. People have money, and if you've looked at an Amazon commercial or seen an Amazon truck, they're spending money. And so you can get on that even in 22. You didn't miss the window. I understand rates were awesome a year ago. Rates were awesome 6 months ago. Rates are in decline. It is cyclical. There are still people out there making money. A lot of them company drivers, but the companies still have to have company drivers. You don't want to buy a truck yet. The financial possibilities in trucking are your choice. They are endless, and they are there. You can make money, but you have to get into trucking to know what kind of money you can make and if you can run it. And that's a question I can't answer for you. So should you get into trucking in 2022? Why would anyone get into trucking in 2022? I think I've given you some reasons why people should and should consider getting into trucking in 2022. It could be a viable option. So hey, if you do decide that you want to think about getting into trucking, check out my video here where I tell you about don't do it going broke. But that's it for this video. God bless, and let's get rolling.